It's track walk day today in Mont Sainte Anne, which always kind of feels like the opening ceremony for a downhill World Cup. It kind of marks the start of all of the action for the rest of the week. It's the busiest day for the Fox team, going through everyone's suspension, and in this case, it's the day that Schaefer and I get to hike up one of the longest and most iconic tracks with a deep history of World Cup racing. Have you raced here before?
No.
No, never. First time here.
You've raced here before, obviously.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't either?
I was here in 2019, but I was injured.
Yeah, I think 11 times or so a couple of times.
In that case, do you have any tips or advice you'd give to a first timer?
It's a hard one, actually. It's a long track, so you've got to kind of build your run, I think. And you need a bit of energy at the bottom. So I think, yeah, trying to be smooth, I think probably is key, and it's pretty hard on wheels, so you got to be smooth as well. So be smooth.
For, I don't know, try not to do heaps of runs in practice. It's like last time I was here as a junior, I think I did like 12 runs in one day or something, and I was crashing everyone. I got so cooked. So I don't know, kind of like conserve yourself, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. Second time here, I'm looking forward to it. Track's looking sick, and it's kind of all out. Like there's like a few sneaky poles, I think. So I'm not gonna look at that. But yeah, I think that's it. Just conserve yourself would be the main thing.
Yeah, the track is really long, so I think for those who are first time here, it will be a little bit harder to remember our track because it's really physical and you have a lot of stuff to do and remind. So yeah, they need to stay in the line and enjoy and go with the flow.
Just get off the brakes, really. Yeah, get off the brakes and let the bike do the work, because there's loads of like flowy turns and there's a good flow to it when you let it, so get into that as soon as you can and enjoy it.
Any first impressions on the track here?
I think it looks really good. It's so fast, like it's flat out, and I think it'll be really good fun to ride.
First impressions are that it's sick. Rocks look pretty slippery in sections, but you know, the dirt is primo right now, so hopefully it's kind of going to stay like that. I heard there's rain tomorrow, but yeah, I think it'll soak in pretty nice. But yeah, really good course. Pretty flat out up top, a little bit of a tighter section in the middle, and then we're just about to get to the Stevie Smith drop. So yeah, I've kind of, you know, I've watched GoPros, I've watched the replays to see what's after, and you know, there could be some new stuff, it could be not, so just gotta keep working our way down, but I'm pretty stoked on the track and fired up for this weekend.
But I watched girls riding beside the track, so I have kind of a clue what it's like, and I think it's gonna be amazing. Looks pretty good, fast, rocks. Actually, this whole new section, which is just up here, like kind of a single trail, like pretty old school. I think that's cool to have some sections in the track again.
And then, do you remember what your first bike was?
Yeah, I do remember, because it's not that long ago. Just in 2015, I got a Specialized Demo, a green one. I don't remember the exact model, but yeah, 26-inch wheels, and oh, it looked like, not the bike looked horrible too, but I looked horrible in all my clothing. Pretty colorful and white stuff and pretty big body armor under it. Do remember that.
It was a Cube hardtail, actually. That was my first mountain bike, and then my first like full suspension was a Nuke-Proof Pulse, and I was a little kid riding a massive bike and 26-inch wheels. So that was my first two bikes. But
it was this, I don't know if I remember the name, but it was a Norco, this little yellow thing. Little like 8-inch or 12-inch wheel, plastic tires, like this little tiny bike.
First bike ever was like some crappy 12-inch BMX bike that my parents bought from a garage sale. So that's my first bike. First mountain bike was a GT2. So we've gone full circle.
My very first bike, would have been from Halfords. I think it was called a T-Rex or something. Thing weighed about 40 kg, and I got so many concussions off it because the front wheel kept on falling off and dig into the ground. So yeah, that was a wild dog, so that definitely put some manners on me. But yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't believe you kept riding it after the wheel fell off it.
Look, I probably didn't even tighten them knowing me at that age, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good bike.
When I was a kid, I had just a little bike, not mountain bike, like city bike, pony rock. So we ride with this one.
It was a giant Tarago hardtail, and I cracked it in about 13 places, and I still got it.
I think my first bike was a German kind of folding bike, like a kid's folding bike kind of weird thing.
Why does a kid's bike need to fold?
I don't know, but we folded it.
What about your first mountain bike?
That was a Nishiki Caribou in 1984. I think I saw some guy riding down the beach on a mountain bike in the sand in like granny gear, and it's like I'd never seen anything like that in my life, and I knew I wanted one of those. So I think I got one the following week, and it was like the guy at the bike shop was still unpacking them, and he's like, oh yeah, I just got one of these mountain bike things.
No
But it
way.
was basically just a 10-speed with flat bars on it.
Honestly, I think the first bike I had was probably a hand-me-down from my brother. And then from the age of maybe 10 to 25, didn't have a bike. Had a horse.
Had a horse.
The only thing I ever used a bike for was to take my saddle from my house to the field where the horse was, because it was easier to put it on a bike and push it than it was to carry. My first mountain bike, like knowingly like getting a bike to cycle, was a Ghost hardtail with V-brakes. And that was really fun, and really quickly I got a better one because I really loved it. And then I was like, why haven't I been riding bikes all this time? And
It was like a Stingray-esque Schwinn. I think it was called a Typhoon though, not a Stingray.
Do you remember what your first mountain bike was?
Yes, it was a Shogun.
Shogun.
Yeah, I don't think they make them anymore.
Oh.
Steel, Japanese. Like I think they were okay at the time. Mid to late 80s probably. Fully rigid. It was like orangish color.
My first bike was a Rally Princess that I got from my sister.
Hell
I had
yeah.
a little box in the back for a doll. I just used to put tools in there and rip around. First mountain bike was a Muddy Fox Courier Comp, and it was bright green. Got a Kona P2 fork for it, like a steel fork, and I felt like it was the coolest kid ever. And then I saved up all my money and got LX V-brakes. That was a good day.
How's workload been for you today?
Oh, it's been quite nice.
like I put it right back. Exactly.
Pretty chilled. We saw everything last week, so most stuff's fine. A couple of things are a few problems, but no, pretty easy.
It's actually good. It's warm, but not crazy warm. Not too humid. Tomorrow I think it's supposed to rain apparently, so then it'll get humid. But it feels like there's good air movement. Like yesterday when we rode, it was kind of stale in the forest there, so that was kind of, it's not that bad in here, so I'm pretty stoked.
Pretty quiet. Still, like as you can see, there's still a lot of work to do, but it's not hectic. It's like manageable, which is nice.
Probably similar to Snowshoe as far as workload, but we have a nicer tent, and it's not raining, and there's cell service. There's still no food, but hey, can't have it all.
Track walk is always a good day, but it's even better when it's somewhere you've never been before. Like for both Jake and I, this is our first time seeing the crazy speed sections and the huge rock garden. So we're pumped to go out and film it tomorrow. I'm sure the people on bikes are even more stoked to ride it. So we'll see you tomorrow for practice day here in Mont Sainte Anne.
I learned a porcupine fact.
What?
Their diets are low in sodium, so they're typically attracted to outhouses because there's a lot of sodium in urine, so they lick outhouses.
Damn them!
That's why you
That's
stepped on one.
genius.